So yes, guys, now we are we are doing CSES sheet, right? So let's see how trailing zeros तक मैंने शायद कहा था. Yes, this is the I'm doing trailing zeros, right? So question can your task is to calculate the number of trailing zeros of factorial n. Okay, right, guys. For example, 20, 20 factorial. Yeah, this is the value of 20 factorial and it has four trailing zeros, right? This four trailing zeros, right? The input, the only input line has an integer n. Output print the number of trailing zeros in n, right? Then 1 into 10 raised for 9. Example, input 20. So, question asks how many trailing zeros does n factorial have, right? So I would say, like in other words, how many times can we divide n factorial by 10 until it's no longer divisible by 10, right? So one way of finding this is by looking at the prime factorization of n factorial. If 10 divided if 10 divides n factorial, right? Then the prime factorization of 10 must be contained in the prime factorization of n factorial, right, guys? And since like so one second, guys. Since like 10 is equal to 2 into 5, right? Then the question becomes how many pairs this 2 and 5 are in n factorial prime factorization, right? Right, guys. So we find multiple of 2 and multiple of 5, right? Since 2 is a much more common factor and the pair requires both the numbers to be present, the answer becomes the number of times 5 appear in n factorial prime factorization, right? So n fact given that like n factorial is the product of all positive integer less than or equal to n, right? So we can conclude that the answer is the number of 5 times come up in the prime factorization of all integers, right? Integer belonging to interval 1 of all belonging to integers 1 and n, right? So one might be guess the answer is n divided by 5, right? And that's the number of multiples of 5 in the interval, but this would be wrong since 25 has two fives in its prime factorization and 125 has three and so on. So to solve this problem we must take into account every multiple of every power of 5 less than n. So if n is equal to 50, if like n is equal to 50, then the answer would be 50 divided by 5 plus 50 divided by 25, right? So the following expression shows a generalization for any given n where m is the largest integer, right? तो 5 5 m, राइट। क्वेश्चन हो जाएगा m इज इक्वल टू log 5n, right? So the answer is sigma m k equals to 1, right? So है n and 5k, right? So let's do the code also, guys, right? So open the VS Code, एक्सपाइल भी कर देते हैं। Load beds std, that's right. Using namespace std, right? int main log n front is equal to 5, right? And answer is equal to 0. Okay, then sin end कर देंगे, then would like to while current less than equal to n, right guys? अगर इसका कर देंगे then answer plus equal to n, okay, divided current, and current हाँ divided by 5, तो current तो 5 ही है, right? And then we would like to current multiply equal to 5, right? And then वो रिटर्न कर देंगे, return 0, right guys? Where it goes, फाइल चूज करनी पड़ेगी ना, फाइल में डालना पड़ेगा यार इसे। राइट, वेट सही तो है यार बेटा स्टडी से। क्या नहीं यार इसमें, क्या यार अब ये होएगा किसमें? एक्सेप्टेड, राइट। कितने एक्सेप्ट करेगा इसने? Right, guys. So yes, if you understand, give me subscribe button and hit the like button, right? And also you can share is, and this algorithm runs in time complexity is big O log 5 and space complexity big O and big O 1, right? So that's all. That's all, guys. Okay.